So Austin, what's your New Year's resolution?
My New Year's resolution, I would say, is taking over the show. Now on with the show.
Hello everyone, this is John Weeks of Bearcat News. Now, I know you're probably all in your homerooms right now and you're stoked. In fact, your hearts are jumping up and down and you're screaming, "Yes! Another Bearcat show! This is awesome!" Now, you may not actually be that excited, but let's give some credit where credit is due. Mr. Lee, Coach Drake, and members of the Bearcat production team have all been working tirelessly to make this 30-minute segment just for you. That's right, for you. A lot of stuff goes on here at Cullman that just doesn't get enough credit. And we work so that you can see it, so that you can get the time that you need, your team, your group can get the time on air that it deserves. So anytime you see a Bearcat News worker, or if you see Mr. Lee or Coach Drake walking around, just be something like this. "Bearcat News, huh? Awesome." Something like that. I don't know. Just make something up. Encouraging word can't hurt. Well, there are tons of fantastic things going on at Cullman High School right now. It's up to me to find them out. Ever since Andrew Winfrey was in a car wreck around this time last year, the response from Cullman students has been phenomenal. Cullman organizations have started fundraisers to raise money for him and his family. Cullman students have constantly been checking up on his status through sites like Facebook and his church's website. But probably the most spectacular response has been the response of prayer. The very night the wreck happened, hundreds of people gathered into Temple Baptist Sanctuary and lifted hands in prayer just for Andrew. Last semester, I got the unique opportunity to interview Andrew and his mother, Miss Holly, and talk about the trials they went through and the positive things that came through it. Here's the clip. Hello, I am John Weeks, part of the Bearcat News Network, and I'm here with the amazing Andrew Winfrey, with his mother, Miss Holly. Miss Holly, Andrew, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Miss Holly, if I may, I'd like to ask you a couple of questions first. From the time of the crash, from that moment on, what is your take on the story? How did Andrew progress from that moment on? What happened?
Okay, he spent a month in ICU in Huntsville, and then from there he was not responding at all. And then from there he went to Shepherd Center. And for the first 6 weeks there, he still wasn't, he was coming along a little bit, but not a lot, and he was not responding when we took him home. So we had to take him home for 2.5 months, and then he got a chance to go back to Shepherd Center again. And that's when he woke up, June the 15th, he woke up and started responding, and then June the 25th is when he started talking again. So we knew then that everything was going according to God's plan, and he was responding then. But then we went to Shepherd Center, and they did real good therapy on him, and it was real stressful therapy, but it was good. So they did that on him, and he just started from then on. Stayed there for a little bit, and then he went to a place called Shepherd Pathways, which is off from that for 10 weeks, and he's still going to Spain now for 3 days a week.
Okay. Have the doctors said he's been progressing rather quickly?
They're actually amazed. The neuropsych doctor, when she did the testing on him, said that for him to be where he's at right now is remarkable. They're amazed. They're amazed at his progress.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing to me too, just to see how he's been.
It is.
Okay. What positive things have grown you? Because this seems like this has been a very, very negative situation that things have just, kind of sometimes just seems like it falls apart. But what things have edified you, and what things have grown you closer to Andrew? What positive things have come from this experience?
For one, I didn't know. I knew he was a Christian, but I didn't know how much of a Christian he was until the accident had happened. I kept hearing from different people that, he did this at school and he did that, and he was involved in different things, and I didn't know that. As a parent, I should have, but I didn't. But just to know that he was that involved with God really touched me. And he's an inspiration. Not only, I know he's an inspiration to others, but he's an inspiration to me too. And just seeing that he keeps, moving on, and he's not giving up, and he's determined, and he keeps God first, and he wants to go to church every time the doors are open, and that touches me because he's helped me grow through Christ too, being through this.
Yes.
And it's grown us closer too. So.
And we can do all things through Christ. That strengthens us. Okay, one more question. That very first school pep rally, Andrew was rolled in, the gym just started bursting out into cheers. Everyone was crying or laughing or was just in awe of what had happened with Andrew, how he was improving so well and getting so much better just day by day, and he was able to just get rolled out into the gymnasium. And just, what do you think inside the kids? What do you think happened to cause such a response for them, for them to react in such a way?
Well, I think we were overwhelmed too. We knew that everybody would be excited to see him, but to see that kind of reaction, it was very emotional. It was very moving for us too, and it still is, because I'll go back and look at the footage from that day, and it's just touching. But I think that something like this has never happened that I know of. I mean, it might have happened in the past, but somebody that, he was well known as an athlete, and for this to happen to somebody close and people knew who he was, it just touched people's hearts, and it hit close to them, But I think it's just, he's an inspiration in that sense right there for him to keep moving on, and we're tickled and we're amazed and just overwhelmed at all the support, and especially that day too, how everybody reacted. We were very, very moved by that. And
like you said, he is very close to our hearts. Thank you so much for all that you have invested in him. It's been a great journey. Andrew, roll Tide, man.
Roll Tide.
Tell me something. How has God encouraged you throughout this? Because like Miss Holly just said, you've been really close to God just all of your life, and it really has shown that you just really love God. How has he encouraged you in this time?
He's been there for me every time.
And he's always there no matter where we are, right?
Yeah.
Wow. It's just, God does things that we never thought were possible. And it's been like that with you, Andrew. It's been like that. We'd never thought that you would get so far, but you have, and we thank you for that. One last question. What is your favorite Bible verse?
Romans 6:23.
And what does that say?
For I can do all things through Jesus Christ, who strengtheneth me.
For I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Guys, I think this is a perfect example of what God can do, and of what determination and for what family experience and building up, what can happen, because healings can happen, because lives can be changed. Andrew was unresponsive for a number of months, and here he is, an amazing man with personality, with love abounding, and still with such a close relationship with God. It's been amazing to see him grow, and it's been amazing to be a part of his life. You know, if we as a school tried to forget how awesome we were, it would be very difficult. And here's why I say that. Because every time we would try to forget, some other group, some other dude would come up and give us an award telling us how awesome we were. How hard is it to be humble when stuff like that's happening? Well, why are you talking about this, John? Here's why. A video of our excellence was submitted to the How We Achieve Excellence video contest. That video about our excellence was so excellent that it achieved first in the state. Last month, Dr. Jan Harris and some of the students that were a part of that team went down to Birmingham to receive the reward. We also have the winning video itself to show you. Here's the clip.
Oh, hey! Welcome to Cullman High School. Let me tell you, CHS is one of the best schools you'll find in Alabama. We offer premier high school experience. We have excellent programs that range from academics to athletics to performing arts. This year alone, we produced 2 National Merit Scholars, and our drama department produced Alabama's first high school full-length feature film. Let's take a look. As you can see, Cullman strives to be a school of excellence through academics, to athletics, to the performing arts. Hope you have fun watching the video. Have a nice day. Go Bearcats!
Christmas has come and gone all too quickly. Short break. But Cullman High School has not stopped working. FBLA, Spanish and Leo clubs, and the baseball teams have all done extraordinary things to show love to those in the community, in their nation, and in their world. And we're going to show that to you. But first, let's talk to the basketball teams and Coach Meyer to see what they've been doing over the Christmas break.
Hey, this is Alex Watt, and I'm here with Coach Meyer to ask him a couple questions. How has the basketball season been going so far?
So far, we're happy with our results. We're 12-6 and have had some big victories in our area and also in our regular season schedule.
And how did the Christmas tournaments go?
Our Christmas tournament went really well. We had 2 big tournaments over our Christmas break. We finished 5-1 record. We went to Tennessee, up to Sevierville, Tennessee, and played a tournament in Pigeon Forge where we beat a team out of Tennessee, Pigeon Forge, and then also beat a team out of Alabama, Montgomery Catholic. The team we lost to there was Douglas County, Georgia. Very good team out of Georgia, and they narrowly beat us. When we came back home after Christmas, we played a tournament that we hosted at Wallace State College, and were able to win that tournament, beating 3 really quality teams in the process, and so I'm proud of the guys for doing that.
Okay, and what are the upcoming games?
Our upcoming games, we have some big area games starting this week with Hartselle, our big rival, and then also with West Point, another big rival from the county here. And then we're heading down to Birmingham Saturday for what's called the Bama Shootout, in which we'll play a single game with Briarwood Christian, and that'll be boys and girls Saturday morning.
All right, well, thank you so much for talking with us. This is Alex Watt with Bearcat News.
FBLA sponsored the annual Gifts for Kids project. Gifts for Kids benefited families under the care of Victim Services of Cullman with Christmas presents. Spanish Club filled shoeboxes with gifts. These shoeboxes will assist children in Guatemala with essential daily needs and small toys. Leo Club sponsored Head Start Christmas. The members shopped for gifts, then sponsored a Christmas party at the Cullman City Primary School, where the gifts were handed out by Santa. The baseball and softball team went head-to-head in a canned food drive competition. The baseball team edged out the softball team, raising the most canned goods. The goods were then distributed to needy families in Cullman.
A lot of CHS activities are on the horizon as well. CHS remodeling talks have continued. Aladdin auditions are approaching very quickly, and Mr. Lee has insisted on having his own time to hog the camera and talk about his silly little musical. Prom is approaching quickly, ladies. And Miss Burrows is arduously preparing for what looks to be the greatest mock trial in CHS history, where AP seniors determine who is guiltier, Adam or Eve. So as we wrap up our show today, let me say this. Take pride in your school. It's really worth it. A lot of things happen here, and at least one of them, was made just for you. And seniors, you only have 80 days until graduation. Make it worth it. From the Bearcat News Network, this is John Weeks, signing off.
We're at the point now that we're close to letting bids, so decisions will have to be made.
That's what it really was. But all of the backings now, they don't have that anymore. They specifically have a backing under that pushes it back up.
The way through? Because like if you drop something, you don't end up seeing the big hole.
Get paper towels and clean it up, and they can do that themselves.
But it's supposed to be a VCT that you never have to seal. Where you see a door going into a classroom or the view window, that would be an accent code.
Oh, hello there. I was just memorizing this textbook and trying to solve the problem of world hunger. I think I've just about got it worked out. But I want to take a moment from those important issues and talk to you about the spring musical. It's that time again. And this year, we're going to do Aladdin, the Disney classic that we all know and love. And it's kind of special, really, because it's going to be the last show on this stage as we know it. Because as soon as Aladdin is over, this entire auditorium is being gutted and refitted to a much more technically capable stage. And we're all excited about that, but what we're even more excited about is bringing you the best possible last musical here on the Cullman High School stage. Audition packets are available right now. You can get them from myself or Mr. Agnew. Sometimes there are even some outside my door, although they're going quite fast. And I'm going to warn you, competition is going to be fierce. Some of our best performers are all going for those big roles like Aladdin and Jasmine. But we want as many people as possible to be involved. Huge chorus. We want to fill this stage with Cullman High School's absolute best. And it's always important to come into an audition prepared. And prepared for criticism. But the most important part of the audition process is not that first audition, it's the callback. During the callback, anything can happen. You're all brought into the auditorium and you get to compete directly with other actors. And at that point, our decisions and our minds, mine and Mr. Agnew's, can be completely changed. In fact, when we did A Christmas Carol, callbacks made the difference in 3 or 4 major casting decisions. So if you have the time and the interest, please pick up an audition packet. We'll be holding auditions either at the end of this week, Thursday and Friday, or next week, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you're interested in crew sign-ups, they'll be in about 2 or 3 weeks. So good luck out there, all you hopeful Aladdins, or Jasmines, or Jafars, or maybe the Tiger. Or maybe you're interested in playing the parrot. That'll be weird. Should we do a giant parrot suit? I'm not sure that we should do a giant parrot suit. Maybe something different. A giant snake.
Hello everyone, I'm Peyton Palmer for the Bearcat News Network, and I'm here with Coach Barnett. So tell us a little bit about the Miss Southerner pageant.
Well, it's going to happen next weekend, January 26th at 6:30. We've really got a big old huge day planned. We've got Fair Queen actually at 2 p.m. followed by Miss Southerner at 6:30. And you know, we're encouraging any girl to enter in grades 9 through 12.
Awesome. I actually had the honor of, since my 9th and my 10th grade year, and now I'm in 11th grade, of participating in the Southerner pageant. And it is so much fun, and it also looks great on your resumes for colleges. And it's great to just be a princess for a day and get all dressed up and wear the dress and have your hair and makeup done. So I encourage every girl to participate in it.
They can actually pick up the forms in the office today. They're actually due today. So if you'll pick up a form in the office and bring it to me, I'll be in the new gym pretty much all day. And if I'm not, everyone knows where to find me. So just come on and sign up for the pageant.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much.
Hello, everyone. I'm Peyton Palmer for the Bearcat News Network, here with Miss Burrows. So how did the Adam and Eve trial get started?
Okay, well, Paradise Lost is a 17th century epic poem written by John Milton. And my AP Lit class studies it in its entirety, a very daunting task. And when I first started teaching this class, I guess this is my 9th year, we put Adam and Eve on trial. This is the story of the fall of man, Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. Fictional account giving motivation to Adam and Eve for man's first sin. And I first started out with 6 students, 6 AP Lit, and using the text, we put Adam and Eve on trial to see who is most guilty for the fall of man. We know they're both guilty, but who is most guilty textually. And from then, it just started growing. We ended up running out of space in my classroom, had to go to the library, and then the last couple of years, we have grown to the auditorium, and Mr. Lee and the sound crew gets involved, and we have video and costumes and sets and that kind of thing.
So what is the Adam and Eve trial like? How do y'all do it?
I divide them into teams randomly, and then they have certain responsibilities that they have to choose. You know, we have a defense attorney and a prosecutor, and we have a court reporter, and we have a set designer. We have an Adam and an Eve, of course.
Wow.
And so we put Adam and Eve on trial for the fall of man using the text to prove who is most guilty.
Now, with that being said, how do you plan on judging this?
Okay, well, each year we have a jury of their peers who are totally objective. It has been a 11th grade honors class. It has been a history class. It has been the Bible class before. Whoever works out in the schedule and can be there and help us out that day, and they come in totally blind, not knowing much about the story at all, and the only information they have is what is presented to them by the students who have actually studied the text.
So who are you planning on winning this year?
Well, I like to keep that information close to my belt. I don't, I have an idea of who I think is most guilty textually, but the text definitely proves either one. And so we're going to wait and see what our students do this year.
Well, thank you so much, and we can't wait to see what happens. Hello, everyone. I'm Peyton Palmer with the Bearcat News Network, here with Darren Moss. What is it like preparing for the Adam and Eve trial?
It's not that difficult yet. We really haven't started any of the trial stuff, but we've been reading a lot every day. Every day. We've been reading a lot every day. Every day.
Well, what quality puts you above Adam's team?
I think we have the dream team, so we are the dream team, actually.
Oh, you are the dream team. She's positive, guys. Well, on Adam's team, who would your biggest concern be?
That would probably have to be Anthony Bucco.
Oh, and why is that?
He can argue about anything in the world.
Well, do you think you have someone on your team that can shoot it back at him?
Probably not. He's pretty intimidating at times. He throws out all the random information.
It's the hair.
Yeah, it's the hair. It's definitely the hair.
Well, thank you so much for allowing us to talk to you, and we can't wait for the trial. Thank you.
Today, talking to some seniors about what the most interesting way to ask someone to prom would be.
I would take her on a gondola ride, and there is most of the time a violin player or an opera singer, and I would probably have them write some kind of song, a prom song for her. So
well, that sounds really romantic.
I walked into my room and there was balloons on my ceiling, and with each balloon there was a little envelope attached. Some of them that I opened up said like pop the balloon, and inside of each one of the balloons there was a P or R, O, and M. And then the last one was a question mark, and then he just jumped out and said, "Hey, will you go to prom with me?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Well, you see, first you take a rocket ride, a rocket ship, to the moon. And then from the moon, you carve, "Will you go to prom with me?" on the moon's surface. Then, on that special evening, around 10:30 or 11, clear skies, and you're looking at the stars, and then she sees that in the moon. "Will you go to prom with me?"
Parachute from the helicopter with balloons, but on your parachute it says prom, question mark, and then you go, while you're dropping down.
Okay. All right. Well, that's pretty interesting, so.
Hey, Mom.
What if you got a plane and, like, wrote, "Will you go to prom with me?" on the sky? That would be so cool.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. That would be pretty awesome.
I think that it'd be cool if they would sneak past administration, your mom and everything, and go over the intercom and be like, "Hey, Becca, do you want to go to prom with me?"
I think that would be pretty awesome.
I'd rather driving their car, you're on a horse holding up a big old poster that says prom question mark.
That would be really cool.
Most of the time I just go up to them and just ask them, say, "Hey, how would you like to go to the prom?"
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
That's it?
That's it. Yeah. And they'd say no, and I go to the next person.
How many proms did you go to?
I think it was 2 or 3. Yeah.
Wow. Big man on campus.
Yeah.
What do you think the most interesting way to be asked to prom would be?
Somebody got a plane with a banner on it and towed it across the sky. That'd probably be pretty neat.
Well, you could always take one of those puzzles that are blank and you could write the message on there, "Would you go to prom with me?" And then you could give a piece like every day or every few hours, and then when it was all put together, it would have the message, "Would you go to prom with me, please?" It would make me happy.
That is so sweet.
Go out to dinner, have a plate or cook a dinner, and have a plate that says prom and a question mark, and then you can put the food on top of it, and then once they eat, I guess hopefully they'll eat all their food, and then they'll have the question on their plate.
You just come right out and say, "You got a lot of money and a nice car. Would you like to go to the prom?" The direct approach is always the best.
So she would pay for the date and everything?
Sure.
Prom question mark?
What?
Prom?
Prom? Not going.
Well, thank you for the rejection. Will you go to prom with me?
No.
No?
No to this interview.
So you won't go to prom with me?
No to this interview. What is happening? Why?
Will you go to prom with me? Prom question mark?
I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend already.
Prom question mark?
Yes, exclamation mark.
I finally got someone to say yes.
JK Lowell.
Did you say JK?
Yeah. Hey, another JK for that. I'll go.
You'll go? Okay. But JK on my prom because I don't really want to go with you. Sorry.
So, Antonio, how would you ask a girl to prom?
Actually, I think I would say, "Michaela Vaughn, would you go to prom with me?"